I will bring the DEMS to the working window. One by one. I'll show two tips now because I've already seen in the video. See, there are two tips in this. Let's go to raster, miscellaneous, and merge. Before going to the merge, I'll have to tell you why we have to merge. Because even though they are in the same projection system, they are having different settings of symbology. That's why they are showing in a different. Even though it's a continued feature, they are showing different color and brightness values because they are having different symbology settings now, and also they are different entities. To make any analysis on this, which is covering that common area between these two DEMS, we have to merge these DEMS and make it as a single entity. So here, our input as we have to select as these two DEMS we will select here. We have selected the select all. Okay. Here, you have to give the merged. If you want to save it as a permanent thing, you have to save it as a file here. Go to that saved file and here save it as a merged DEM. This will take a few seconds to merge. So it is done now. Let's close it and see. Now there is a continuity of the symbology also. So this can be used for any of our further studies. So now the clipping portion, which I will show you now. Let us create a shapefile, new shapefile, bounding box. In geometry type, let us take it as a polygon and okay. So a new layer is added here. So we have to make a polygon and add it to this layer. So let's go to this is the edit. We have to toggle the editing of the layer and add a polygon. So let us say this is the area we want to study. Make a polygon. Right click, finish the polygon by right clicking. Type a number and say OK. So this is the bounding polygon, and we have to save it in the layer by going to this save edits and then toggle the editing off. So now we will clip it, clip the DEM only for this small portion. So let us go to once again raster, extraction, clip raster by mask layer. Click this, and our input layer is our merged DEM, and the mask layer is the bounding box which we have created. This is the mask layer, and the rest of all we will keep it as it is. And if you want to save, we have to save it as a separate layer. This is a clipped DEM. Save, run. So it will, let us close this merge them, then we can see that. Okay, there is some problem in this. We'll remove this. Once again, we'll do it. Merge them, bounding box. Extraction, clip raster by mask layer. Merge them. Mask layer is our bounding box. Match the extent of the clipped raster to the extent of the mask layer. Yeah, we'll keep that on. Let us make a temporary layer. Let's see what the problem. Let's see whether it is did or not. It has done the clipping now. So this clip, we can use it for further analysis. So now we will continue for today's session, live session. We are going to do a stream and catchment delineation. This is the workflow for this. This download them we have already seen. Make a mosaic, that is a merging of DEMs. Then reproject, because this this DEM is in geographic coordinates, that is in the lat long is in degree, minutes and seconds. For our this analysis, we have to have a in metric system, that is in meters. For that, you have to reproject it to some UTM coordinates. Then the other steps are subset. We have already done the subset, and then that we have to fill the sinks. We have to make the imagery hydrologically correct. Then we have to derive the streams, that stream network on that area, and then from the stream network we will derive the catchment, and our final step will be to convert it as a model for further analysis. Even though this this demonstration is on stream catchment, you can apply the same principle for any other data which is having a spatial nature. Now we will reproject it by going to raster, projections, warp. Warp, this is our okay. Before that, let us clean this our desktop. Let us remove all these three. These are not required anymore. So we will going to this remove layer. We'll remove this from our working area so that it doesn't make any clutter. Even this bounding box is not required now. So I have switched it off. Now we'll go to warp, and our original projects, all these global DEMs are in this WGS 84 4326 projection, whereas our area falls in 43N UTM zone. This you will see here by going to this place. We'll see different projection systems here. There are a number of projection systems. Once you select this 43N, it will be showing our area. This is a 43N UTM zone. The globe is divided into several zones. This is our area. This our area falls in this 43N. So let us select this 43N and say OK. So we have selected this 43N here. The rest and all will leave it as it is. and let us save the file as you are correct. We will give the name we projected M and save. Now we have to run the algorithm. This will reproject the image into different. There is a slight change. You can see that slight change. There are some zero values. So we will these dark areas are the zero values. See this. This is our in geographic coordinate system. This is in. We have reprojected the area into our UTM 43N. So because once you do this, your now you see that this we have not seen this last row of our this thing. Here you see coordinate. This is still in geographic coordinate system. That is 74 lat long is given. So now we want for our analysis here, we want in meter. So here we'll change our canvas. This is a current CRS. We'll change it to UTM 43N zone. Yeah. Apply. Okay. Now you see it is showing in meters now. So this is what we want for our stream analysis. So we have done that. Now there are some zero values. We will remove those zero values by giving a here. This is a layer styling. This is the menu button for layer styling. This actually the giving colors and other things here. This is say let us give a color to this single band pseudo color, and here you go and select you can say spectral. So you can even classify that, and it gives a different color. Now this these are having no values, these red bands. So let us go to transparency. Let us make them transparent by giving this additional no data value 0. So this will now be transparent. We will not use those zero values here anymore. So let us give a different color by going to create new color. There are some pre-made ramps are there. So this for topography, we'll select this elevation and we'll say quantile, classify, and we'll make some more classes, some 10 classes. Here, these dark areas are showing the higher elevation, and this blue color is the lower elevation. This you can see by going to this identity tool. This tool is there now. This identity tool, and click here in the dark portion. You'll be shown the elevation here, 3575. At the same time, if you click here, lower elevation, this is 1554. So this is the color variation of the elevations. So now the we have reprojected it. Now we will make it hydrologically correct, that image. What we mean by hydrologically correct is there are some null values in the imagery, while this DEM creation, there are some errors are errors creep in. So there are some zero values and which hamper our calculation of stream network. So we will hydrologically correct this image by, there are some tools available for that. We'll go to processing toolbox, and here we'll call that sync fill. There is a command sync fill sinks by Wang and Liu. This menu is available in your QGIS. Double click that. This is our DEM, is reprojected DEM, and here the fill DEM, we want it makes three different products. One is fill DEM, and another is flow direction. The third one is watershed basin. Now what we are interested is in only fill DEM. Let us uncheck these boxes. Only we will select this filled DEM and save it as a permanent file. Filled DEM. Save. Now run this algorithm. It will take a few seconds to calculate the voids, the so-called voids, and fill them. There's some messages. Okay, now that is we have run that. So it has created another DEM, filled DEM. So you will see the difference between this filled DEM and reprojected our original DEM. Let us make it as a single band, then only you will be able to appreciate that. See, there were some voids in this area. In this, if you see this area, so let us use this fill DEM for our creation of a network. Fill DEM. Let's see whether it goes. It doesn't go. It's okay. Let us continue with that further exercise. Now, our next step is to create the stream network. In the stream network, there are number of streams in this area. The streams are ordered by their origin. The smallest unit in that area, that's the beginning of this stream, it's in order 1. It is called order 1. I'll show you how the order is. This is the smallest unit, and this is order 1. When two order 1 streams join, it makes a bigger stream and makes it as a order 2. When order 2 streams are joined, it becomes a 3. And similarly, when third order 2 streams are joining, they make it as a fourth order. At the same time, when a smaller order stream joins a higher order, that order is not changed. So when order 1 stream joins 3, it still remains 3 only. And here also same thing. So this order thing we will do this now. In this area, there is a command. It is called Strahler order. Let us make a staller order imagery. Let us save the file. Staller. Staller. Save. Run that. See, the resulting file will be, it delineates the streams in that area based on the elevation. So there are so numerous streams in this. So we will reduce the number of streams by their order. The smaller order we will leave out. Only the higher order streams we will take into account for our further calculation. See, in this, there are, this is the layer. It has made 10 orders. We don't want 10 orders. So we will reduce that order by going to raster calculator and selecting that staller. This is a function greater than, we will need only from 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 order only we will take it into account. So let us, this means anything below 7 will be made it as 0. So let us save this file. Staller 7. Let us make it as staller 7. Save. Now run this algorithm. So now see, the number of streams are drastically reduced. Only it is showing only the higher order streams. This dark area is non-stream area. We will make it as a, we'll change the symbology. You can say the unique values. Classify. So these 0 areas are non-stream areas. These are the stream areas. We will make it as a transparent this. We'll close this field DEM and staller. Now you will see only the higher order streams. We'll change the color to some blue. See, these are the streams which is found in this area. Now we'll compare it with the actual streams in that area by invoking that map, base map, that is our OSM map. Let us bring it below. See, it is almost matching the rivers on the map here. In the higher elevation areas, the matching will be perfect, but only in the lower elevation, that matching may not be so perfect because it is all interpolated data. This is not actually the measured ones, these are interpolated ones. So there may be some mismatch in that, but more or less it will match. Now for our purpose, this is enough. I hope you are able to follow. There is some. Okay. So we have got this staller order 7 streams. Now let us find out the catchment area for a particular stream. So let us take a major stream. A catchment area is nothing but the area where the rainfall or any stream, any springs or the water is collected and accumulated at a particular outlet point. Suppose for this, we'll take this point as our outlet point. We'll calculate how much, from how much area the water is coming to this point. So this is we'll calculate that. Let us take a major stream here. So this is a major stream. We'll calculate the catchment area for this stream. Now for that you need to note down the coordinate for this point. Suppose for this point we want to calculate the outlet. This we take it as an outlet point and want to calculate the catchment or watershed area for that point. We have to note down the coordinates. Here, this is the coordinate, and this point, if you point out this point, it shows the coordinate. You note down that coordinate. I got a small plugin for that, noting down the coordinate. This is the coordinate. This is a map CRS. We just click on that, it will be copied, and we have to save it somewhere. Let me call one editor, small editor, and I'll save it there. It will be required for the next step. Since I'm running Linux, I want a shortcut for that. I will save the thing as for further recalling. Now, for calculating the watershed area, there is a command. Let's go to toolbox. There is one upslope area. That is from this point, whichever is the upslope area, it will calculate. We'll double click that. Target area is just leave it blank. X coordinate, I have copied it here. This is the X coordinate, that first value. Copy, paste here. I will put that Y value. Paste here. And elevation layer is our filled dam. And sink routes, just leave it. It's an optional thing. Method, you have to select a deterministic 8. All these methods are explained in that help file, which you can go to that help file and see why we have to select this deterministic 8. Now we have to we'll save this area file into watershed. Now run this algorithm. It may take some time to calculate the things here. Let's close this. Now we'll see what it has done. So for this outlet here, this much area is the catchment. This is a watershed. See, this stream is flowing this side, and here it is flowing on the other side. So this is the ridge. This is a watershed for this stream. This is one of the fundamental requirement for calculating the water flow further downstream here for any improvement of water schemes, for improvement of that area. This is a fundamental requirement, this calculation of this catchment. Now, all these are in raster images. So far we have seen all these are in raster things. We'll for our creation of models, we need to vectorize this. So first of all, we will remove this dark portion here. Okay, let us make it as a polygon. This watershed area. There is a command for that, tool for that. Raster to polygon. Here, polygonize. Conversion is polygonize, raster to vector. Here, it has selected the right layer, watershed. This is a watershed layer. This is the watershed layer. And the other things, let us leave as it is. Here, watershed. Watershed. This is a vector. Let us make it as a different name, vector, and run this. Okay, you have to select it here. Go to save to file, and here only you have to give watershed. Wait. I made a mistake of not giving the path, so it was not going further. Now we'll run this. Now it has made it as a vector file. We'll close this raster file and this trawler. Yeah, we'll close this also. So this is our vector file. Now you know vector file have got attributes. We can see the attributes in the form of attribute table. But right clicking, you get this menu, open attribute table. There are two fields in this. One is 0 and the other is 100. That 0 is this area and 100 is this area. Let us delete that 0 by toggling the editor. That is editing a polygon. We have created a polygon by editing here. The same menu is available here also. Just make it, select this and delete this. So now that 0 is gone, that's outside. This only our catchment area is now left out. And now let us see the streams. Here, let us make it darker. The streams inside, but there are streams outside also. So this is also a raster layer. Now we will calculate the vector of these streams. There is a command for that. Channel, type channel, and this channel network and drainage basins command comes here. Just click that. Run this. This elevation is our always elevation is our field temp, and threshold is we have calculated that Strahler order. Let us make it a 7. And flow direction we don't want. For some of the analysis we need the flow direction, flow connectivity. Strahler order we have already calculated. Drainage basin we don't want. This is the channel only we want now. This and this drainage basin we have already calculated. This junction we don't want. So now this channel, we will save it as a file, as a channel. Save and run. It will run that algorithm and give us that only. It is now these are all vector channels. We'll close this Strahler. This is a raster image. We'll close. We'll make it a different color, say blue. See, now we'll increase the thickness also. Yeah, now we can see clearly. But we are still having the streams outside this our basin. This water, this catchment, and these are outside the catchment. We'll remove these other outer streams. This is this since it is a vector, we will have to go to polygon clip, polygon clipping. So you can watch the video again to see this set of commands. These clip features are watershed, and what we want to clip input in only this channel, all these channel layers. So let us put that, save it as a separate file. Watershed channels. Run. Close it. Now we can close this channel. Now only this our channels within our basin is displayed now. By changing the color and thickness. So this is our final output. This is the basin, and these are within the channels within the basin, and this is that output area. Okay. Now we will make just a small visualization. I'll show you how we can see it in 3D. There is one view for making 3D. Let us switch on this filled dem and make it as a color it as a pseudo color, and select a ramp, which I did. I showed you. Say go into topography and elevation. Okay, classify here. So now we'll add for visualization. We will go to new 3D map view. Select this. It will create a 3D map. Make it bigger. Here this is the navigation window. The navigation window. Then here this is a configuration. Here you have to take the terrain as dem and select the field dem. And vertical scale, let us keep it as 1 because this is already a hilly area. In a flat, gentler slope area, you can change the vertical scale that so that that relief stands out. The rest of the things we'll just leave it as it is. Here, if you now change you can view it in 3D. Now I think you can increase that vertical exaggeration here. You go here, make it 3 times vertical exaggeration. See now, this is a built-in 3D viewer. There is another viewer which I will show you. This is a plugin QGIS to 3Js. This is QGIS to 3Js exporter is there. Click that. We'll get another window. We'll select a field dem. And let us say watershed. I think there is some compatibility issue. Anyway, this is how we see the 3D view of let me read out some comments or any question. So anyway, we are available anytime. You can post questions here, and we'll be happy to reply you. And since there are no questions, I will close that session now. Thank you for your attendance.